Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day. In this episode, I have another new album review to do for you. It is the latest release from the Smashing Pumpkins called Agori Mori May. Agori Mori May is the Smashing Pumpkins' 13th release. It was released on streaming platforms on August 2nd and also in vinyl format. I have since found out that on November 22nd of this year, they will be releasing a CD version of the album, released through Martha's Music and 30 Tigers. Martha's Music is lead singer's Billy Corgan's own label. The album was produced by Billy Corgan and has a playing time of 44 minutes and 41 seconds. Now, with regards to singles released from the album, originally Billy Corgan has said that they did not want singles released from the album, that they wanted the audience to listen to the entire album and let the music speak for itself. However, on August 2nd, Billy Corgan changed his mind, and the third track from the album, Sagomi, was released as the first single. There will be a second single release called Formosa, backed with Our Lady of Sorrows, which will be released on November 22nd, along with the physical release of the CD version of the album. Now, the band, in terms of who plays on the album, they basically are back to a trio. You have the core members of the band. You have Billy Corgan on vocals, guitar, bass, and keyboards. Jimmy Chamberlain on drums, fantastic drummer, and James Iha on guitar. The only person missing from this original core lineup is Darcy Retzky, who will not be returning back to the band anytime soon. Now, with regards to the album, it's been listed as a return to a guitar-oriented album, and listening to it, I would agree. It is a fantastic album. It is heavy. Jimmy Chamberlain's drumming on this album is stellar. And what I like about it, there are a lot of different dynamics in terms of the sounds, in terms of there are a lot of quiet moments, but a lot of very heavy, aggressive moments on the album as well, sometimes in one song, right? Um, Again, it is a fantastic album, very heavy, but also very emotional. I've watched an interview with Billy Corgan a few days ago, and he is quite stoked for this album. And he has said that after the making of their previous album, Autumn, Rock Opera in Three Acts, that he wanted to go into the studio with his engineer right away to record this album because to him, this is an album that needed to be released right away. And if you think about it, for a band that would go for years without releasing an album. And it's got to be said too, Billy Corgan has been famous or infamous in the past for saying that they are no longer going to release albums, that they're just going to release albums digitally because people no longer buy albums, which to me is an insult to me because I'm someone that loves to buy albums, which is why I pre-ordered this album for the November 22nd release. But he has since changed his tune, and after the mammoth release of Autumn, which is, as you know, a triple disc, he has come back with a really tight, clear, clean, concise, heavy rock album. Starts off with the track Eden, again, clocking in at like 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Heavy track, heavy guitars, lush guitar tone, um, brutal, brutal on the guitar solos. Up next is is a track called Pentagrams, another 6 minute piece. Again, heavy on the guitars, but a lot of use of light and shade. Where shade for me is the quiet moments, right? More plaintive, quiet, acoustic moments. And light for me are the heavier, rocking out moments. And there are a lot of those on this album. Up next, after Pentagrams, is the lead off single, Sagomi, only 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And what I find interesting with songs like Sagomi and other songs that will come up on the album, he's not afraid to do a dead stop on the track, right? Um, there are not a lot of sort of stretched out codas on the tracks. Some tracks just have a dead stop, and you know what? That's all well and good. Has sort of I wouldn't say a punk ethos, but it kind of leans towards punk in that, you just get on, you do your bit, and you get off stage, no questions asked, no hassles, no hangups, right? After Sagomi comes the track Pentecost. Okay. Uh, War Dreams of Itself is track 5, another heavy track. Um, Very brutal in its approach on guitar, just amazing. Who Goes There is track number 6. Beautiful mid-tempo track, just gorgeous. Lush guitar, lush arrangements. The band are very tight, right, on this album. Just pretty much a return to form. Yes, it is a return to form for me. Track 7 is a track called 999, which clocks in at 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Again, very different sections to the track, different tempos. Beautiful. Track 8 is probably at this point one of my favorite tracks on the album. Go With the Fall, clocking in at 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And this is a track that Billy Corgan's basically saying he's looking back on his life and he realizes who he has in his life in terms of relationships, friends, partners, etc. And he's enjoying what he's having going on in his life. But at the same time, he's not afraid to walk away when when it's needed, right? Like he's not afraid to drop the drama and walk away from the drama and start something new when it's necessitated, right? Or it's needed. Track 9 is a track called Cicerus, which is heavy, one of the heavier tracks on the album. Multi-parts, different sections to the album, different tempos on the drums, but brutal, very brutal. And the last track is called Myrna, Murnaw, sorry, clocking in at just 5 minutes. And again, it's one of those tracks that it talks about reflection, looking back on your life and looking back on all that you've accomplished and what you haven't accomplished and what you have yet to accomplish. And just enjoying what you have in front of you so far, but looking forward to the future. Okay. So that is the album. Very short, again, in playing time, 44 minutes and 41 seconds. There are 10 tracks on the vinyl version and the digital version that you can stream through Billy Corgan's site. The CD version will have 12 tracks. The Formosa, and Our Lady of Sorrows. That's track 11 and 12 on the CD version, which I did order for myself. Please, you can check this album out on YouTube. I've listened to it a couple of times already. I'm going to be listening to it some more before I get my physical copy. For some people, it is considered a return to form and very much a guitar-driven album. Very heavy, but also there are some mid-tempo tracks in there that people will like and will really get into. Please check it out. Once you have listened to it, again, you can stream it on YouTube. The full album is there. And you know what? It is fantastic. Check it out and let me know what you think in the comments down below. And that's it for now. Coming up on the channel, I am doing a show later today with Bill Schuster and Jim Bricker. Another edition of Is This Prague? And we're going to be tackling the album Queen 2. All right. And we have more shows coming up. Jim Bricker, Ken Cheshire, and I are going to be doing an album discussion on Donald Fagen of Steely Dan on his debut solo album called The Night Flight from 1982. That's coming up on Sunday. That's going to be airing soon. So please stick around. Please tune in. And for those of you who have watched the 31 Perfect Album series and have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in and for giving us your views and your opinions on what you believe are your perfect albums. We have really enjoyed doing that series, and we hope to be doing more of those types of series for you in the near future. Right. So for now, please take care. Please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. Always new ideas kicking around the old noggin, and hopefully we'll get them out to you as soon as I can. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.